Hi friends! Today I'm reading Cinderella, illustrated by Lorena Alvarez. Retold by Susanna Davidson. Not all stepmothers are wicked, but dear oh dear, Cinderella's was very, very bad. From morning till night she made Cinderella cook and carry, clean and scrub. Cinderella even had to look after her horrible stepsisters. Every day her stepmother would screech, "Hurry up, you wretched girl! I want my lunch and I want it now!" At night, Cinderella had to sleep on the floor by the fire among the cinders and ashes. Then, one morning, an invitation arrived. His Royal Highness, Prince Charming, invites the ladies of the house to his royal ball. "Of course, Cinderella can't go," sneered her stepmother. "She's just a servant." On the night of the ball, Cinderella stood alone in the kitchen, tears sliding down her cheeks. "I want to go to the ball," she wept. "And so you shall," said a musical voice. "Don't be afraid. I am your fairy godmother." Don't we all wish we had a fairy godmother sometimes, my friends? "Really, truly?" gasped Cinderella. "You have my fairy promise," said her godmother. "But first, I need a pumpkin." Cinderella ran to the garden and picked the biggest, plumpest pumpkin she could find. The fairy tapped it with her wand. The pumpkin rose up, growing bigger and rounder, then bang! "A golden coach to whisk you to the ball," smiled the fairy godmother. Spell followed magical spell. 6 white mice became 6 proud horses, tossing their silky manes. A fat rat turned into a whiskery coachman. 6 lizards were transformed into footmen, dressed in glittering green. Last of all came a ball gown, golden yellow and laced with flowers. "Thank you," said Cinderella. On her feet were a pair of glass slippers, the prettiest she'd ever seen. "Just remember," said her godmother, "you must leave before the clock strikes midnight, for then my magic shall start to fade." At the royal palace, Cinderella swept into a splendid ballroom. "Will you dance with me?" asked the prince. As they twirled and spun, a whisper followed them around the room. "Who is that beautiful girl?" "She must be a princess," moaned Cinderella's stepsister. "But I'm sure the prince would much rather dance with me." "Does the stepsister look very happy right now? No. She's not a very nice person though. So, she looks a little jealous right now. Cinderella wished the dance could last forever, but all too soon the clock struck midnight. Bing, 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 bing. 12 dings. "I must go," she cried. As she dashed down the palace steps, her dress turned back into rags. Her carriage was a pumpkin, her coachman was a rat. The prince ran after her. All that was left was a glass slipper sparkling on the steps. Cinderella ran home beneath the starry sky. She kept her adventure a secret, and that night she slept with a smile on her lips. The prince longed to find the mystery girl who had danced herself into his dreams. He searched the land with the glass slipper, declaring, "I'll marry the girl who fits this shoe." At last, he came to Cinderella's house. "It will fit me," screeched her stepsisters, snatching the shoe. They squeezed and squashed and squirmed, then screamed. No matter what they did, they couldn't get the shoe to fit. "May I try it on?" asked Cinderella, coming quietly into the room. "No!" snapped her stepmother. But it was too late. Cinderella had put on the shoe, and it was a perfect fit. The room sparkled with stars. Cinderella's ragged clothes turned to gold. She was dressed in her ball gown once more. Her stepmother looked aghast. "At last," cried the prince, "I've found you." Does he look happy or what? They were married the very next day. Everyone was invited to the wedding, the stepmother and her horrible daughters too. Cinderella had such a kind heart. She forgave her family, and she and her prince lived happily ever after. Cinderella is one of the most popular European fairy tales. There are many different versions around the world. This one is based on Charles Perrault's Cinderella, or The Little Glass Slipper. The oldest known version dates back to the 6th century BC and is about a Greek slave girl who marries the king of Egypt. And now you know the origin of the fairy tale that we know as Cinderella. I hope you enjoyed our reading today. Bye!